everyone. We are 201. I'm Lian.
I'm Harry.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Jim.
The topic for our presentation is why Taiwanese students are unhappy. We will talk about the students' life satisfaction and the impact of the education system on students in Taiwan.
Education is an important stage in life. Not only can it affect a person's future, but it can also shape a person's character and value. However, this is especially true in Taiwan. Taiwanese students have to make many big decisions about their life. When they are in junior or senior high school, this decision may directly shape their future.
Therefore, we often carry heavy backpack, stay up late to do homework, and get back early for school. Have exams almost every day and have to face high expectations from our parents. This puts a lot of pressure to them physically and mentally. But the question is these learning modes are really helpful for students to learn? Are students happy with their learning?
So, let's take a look at how Taiwanese student life satisfaction compare with other countries. Here is a chart, average satisfaction 2018. We can see the top 5 countries have the highest satisfaction. All of them are above 7.5. And then the average of the OECD is 7.04. However, Taiwan reports the student life satisfaction for 6.52, which is slightly below the OECD. It is worth noting that both Taiwan and South Korea report the same average. And Japan and UK have the lower satisfaction.
So next, let's explore the factors that may contribute to the level of students' life satisfaction in Taiwan. The strict education system puts a lot of pressure on students, and the high expectation and competition may make Taiwanese students less happy because they have to do very well in school.
One more thing that could impact student happiness is cultural and society layering. Things like friends, family, and society expect can make a difference. Therefore, we suggest that the government at school can take measures from 2 aspects.
First, attempting to reduce student stress. The government can reduce student stress by reducing the pressure associated with academic progress, decrease the frequencies of exams, and minimize the academic workload. Second, we can offer more assistance to students in the social aspect.
Parents and schools should encourage students to participate in school community activity, which help them to expand their social circle. By taking part in various extracurricular activities, students will build stronger self-esteem and find their strengths, rather than focus on schools. Last but not least, the school and government should promote the anti-bullying measure to ensure the safe environment for students in school.
For example, schools should have clear rules about what bullying is. Let everyone knows. These rules should include what bullying is, how will it be stopped, and what will happen to bullies. Everyone should follow the rules. Besides, school should be a happy place. Let everyone feel safe and happy. This can be done by having fun activities like clubs or sports team and be kind to each other.
Most importantly, schools should repeatedly track if the anti-bullying programs are working. Such tracks include questionnaire and interview to make sure schools are the place where teachers and students feel safe.
Let's talk about the conclusion. While the student life satisfaction in Taiwan is slightly below the OECD average, but it also means that there is a room for improvement.
By considering various factor in implementing the policy. The authority and school should improve the overall well-being of the students. That's our speech. Thank you for listening.
Hello guys, do you like taking photos and why do you like it? Is it because the scenery is beautiful or this make you blend to the group? Good morning, we are from class 202 and I am Li Peiqi Peggy.
I am 曾子晴 Mia.
I am Gao Yushen Shina. I am Yang Siyao Emma.
And we will introduce you to the cameras.
And we are going to talk about the effect in our normal life. First, we are going to talk about the history of cameras. Second, we want to introduce the influences on society. Third, we will let the audience know different types of the cameras.
This is our table of content.
The history of cameras. First, early beginnings. Cameras have been around for ages, starting from the camera obscura and those early pinhole setups. They laid the groundwork for capturing light and making images. Second, invention of photography. When Joseph and Louis cooked up photography in 19th century, it totally changed how we tell stories visually.
And the third one is evolution of cameras. Cameras went through big changes, moving from film cameras to using raw film photography and getting way better lens. These changes kept shaping photography over time. And the last one is digital revolution. Digital cameras came into play, using sensors to grab images, and basically replacing old school film photography. This completely changed how we snap and share visual stories.
And right now we are going to introduce the different types of cameras. First is phone cameras. Phone cameras are the cameras that was simplest and smaller than the other kinds of cameras. It is a mobile camera that can take pictures and record video. Second is CCD camera. Its full name is Charge Coupled Device. CCD camera was launched in 2000. It became the household must-have product because its small size and portability and ability to take a photo with just a snap. Third is SLR camera. Its full name is Single Lens Reflex. It is the simplest camera to use and it is a flexibility for beginners.
And the last one is influence on society. After the camera was launched and it has partly replaced the function of drawing, that we all know that ancient people used drawing to record things, right? Like scenery, people, or something. After camera was launched and people can take photos to record something. And another influence is maybe photography can photography may be another way to another form of social interaction. Like when you imagine a situation, when you make a new friend and you don't know what to chat with him or her, and sometimes you will take out your phone and take a picture with her. And the last one is our conclusion. Although the invention of camera is very easy to use and very convenient to record things, we don't have to spend time on drawing. But sometimes I think people is kind of over focusing on taking photos. Like we forgetting that the experience is better than it's more important than the photos. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you.
When you order a box of pizza and a bucket of greasy fried chicken, happy ready to eat, do you feel that something is missing? That's right, this is our topic today. Hello everyone, we are Class 203. Today we are here to uncover the mysterious story of Coca-Cola.
When it comes to Coca-Cola, we may link to some celebrities' endorsements. For example, Mayday, Cheerleader, Taylor Swift, and New Jeans. But did you know that Santa Claus and Coca-Cola are actually related?
Our presentation is divided into 3 parts. First, we are going to talk about the origin. Next, impact on the world and controversy. Finally, share fun facts. No more nonsense. Let's check it out.
The origin story of Coca-Cola dates back to 1886. A pharmacist invented cola as a sport drink and placed on sale for 5 cents a glass as a soda fountain drink. In 2013, Coca-Cola held a charity event. They sold special Polo Bear bottle. If you go to their website and enter the bottle code, Coca-Cola will donate $1 up to $1 million. You know what? Prior to this, they had donated $2 million to the WWF.
Coca-Cola's impacts on the world astonished everyone who knows about it. In 1888, a pharmacist sold ownership to a businessman whose marketing strategies allowed Coca-Cola dominate the global soft drink market throughout the 20th and 21st century, including issuing free coupons, creating various small gifts with Coca-Cola's logo, and the change of Coca-Cola from cup to curved bottle. The main reason of changing to curved bottle is to distinguish.
Hello everyone. We are Universe.
I'm Sky. I'm Moon.
I'm Sun.
I'm Star.
Our topic is
How to build a sense of trust.
Let's
Embrace every difference.
Hello, what's your name?
Jay.
Jay. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, sure.
Well, everyone, please stand up and find someone to give a warm hug.
Can I give you a hug?
No, I think you're all done. I noticed just now that most of you were laughing, which also indicates that embracing can bring happiness, right? Okay, I'm going to ask some questions now. If you just hug someone you are not familiar with, please raise your hand. Okay. And if you just hug someone you are familiar with, please raise your hand. Well, why were so few people willing to embrace a stranger just now, while some only hug those they are familiar with? I think perhaps it's due to caution, indifference, or other concerns like predistance, leading most people to embrace those they know well. In fact, an incident that happened 2 years ago. An 84-year-old Swiss photographer, René Robert, fell on a busy Paris street. But unfortunately, no one came to his rescue, and he passed away 9 hours later. This makes us reflect on how terrible the indifference in today's society is. So, today we will share how can we shorten the distance between people through free hug activities.
Our idea of doing free hug is originated from our observation of the indifference among people, such as witnessing someone fall without anyone coming to help. So, we hope to bring people closer through the free hug event. It is not just a hug, it is the power to break the indifference.
So here's our project. On October 28th, we conducted the free hug activities on campus. Hold the signs that read free hug and wait for people to approach. After embrace, we invite them to share their feelings and thoughts. There are some questions in our form. Have you ever heard about free hug?
According to the chart, over 80% of people know this activity.
How do you feel when someone else hugs you?
Warmth is the most widely felt. And this is what they say.
Do you think this is helpful to society?
Over 50% of people think this event is helpful to them.
What do you think is the purpose of this event?
We came to experience the warmth and connection within society. And this is what they say.
During the event, we observed three different reactions. Some glance and then leave. Others hesitate to approach. Still others observe and decide to come forward for a hug.
In conclusion, there's a level of distrust among people. When faced with unfamiliar things or people, there's an inevitable sense of rejections. However, we hope a warm gesture in daily life can bridge the gap between us, temporarily hiding distrust in the warmth.
We aim to shorten the distance between people by offering free hugs and gather feedback from Google Forms to reflect the emotion of those who have been hugged. In this event, we discovered that the distance between people is indeed significant. However, through this activity, we can generally convey words to others.
Thomas Jefferson said,
The only way to make a person trustworthy is to trust him.
Free hug,
free your heart.
Thank you everyone.
Hello everyone, we are from Q14. My name is Eden.
My name is Sam.
My name is Alice. My name is Freya.
Today, we are going to introduce the topic of gender equality. Hope you learn something from it.
In the next few minutes, we will introduce the current situation and our thoughts on gender equality in Taiwan. For example, in Taiwan, many workplaces are very unfriendly to women, whether they treat them differently or unwilling to bear the cost of women's maternity leave. This is not only bringing inconvenience to women in the workplace, but also making it difficult to have a stable working environment. For this situation, we think the official way to improve gender equality is start with those. Let us establish good and friendly thinking from an early age. Next, we would like to invite Freya to talk about our first solution.
Before we go to the first solution, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen any pictures of a long-haired boy in your textbooks? I think it is rare for people to see something like that. Therefore, The first solution is to change from our education in the childhood. If we establish this concept from an early age, everything you do when you grow up will be correct and equal. There is an example of stereotypical picture. Eden will translate for you.
Okay. Who get up early? My mother get up early. My mother get up early to do cleaning. Who get up early? My father get up early. My father get up early to read the newspaper. See, this is the picture filled with stereotypes.
Okay, thank you, Eden. This is a picture with gender bias. So, we need to change the stereotypical pictures in textbooks and hold promotional lectures. Later on, we will invite Sam to talk about the second solution.
Okay, and the second solution is promote the concept of gender equality through mass media, such as television advertisement and cartoons, because the media has instilled us many gender stereotypes. Because the media has gender stereotypes, as in the case of women should be in the kitchen, like this video. Okay, through this video, we can see that women are often portrayed as the housekeeper and caretaker in the family. However, it is not necessarily the truth. From this example, we can know social media and pictures in textbook have a great influence on our thought. Therefore, changing the advertisements that appear on TV and holding gender equality lectures on campus have become a good way to change the current situation. Finally, Eden will conclude our speech with important statement. Let's welcome him.
Not only the government need to promote gender education, but the mass media also need to convey the concept of gender equality, so that children can establish those correct concepts from an early age. If those methods can be implemented, we believe that as time goes by, we can create a friendlier environment, like young people can respect their peers around them, and society will provide more tolerance and understanding to different genders, so that prejudice and discrimination will no longer occur. So let us stay together.
Gender equality starts with you and me.
This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jimmy from class 215. And today I'm going to introduce my favorite game, NBA 2K. And this player in this picture is Luka Doncic, which is my favorite player. He will be mentioned in my presentation. So, as an NBA fan since I was small, I've always dreamed to become an NBA player, but unfortunately, I'm too short to achieve this goal. So this game gives me an environment to experience the NBA environment. And NBA 2K has all players in the game. So to make some differences from other games in the markets, they use advanced technology to build their players with realistic features. So this is the player I mentioned a while ago, wearing cameras and sensors while they are building this player in the game. So later on I will demonstrate a video of how the game built the player.
Alright, welcome to our stage. We got Nike, we got Jesse's. Take it easy on that, okay? So we're trying to get right here. Yeah, the one's going to place, size it out. Attack.
So basically, the computer will capture every actions of this player and will be able to come up in the game. So after all, the player can be played in the game. And besides its realistic gameplay, the game also gives each player a rating based on its performance from last season of the game. So, for example, this is the last championship of NBA, and this is the player called Jamal Murray, and he did receive some higher ratings. And this is a picture of them. And after you can collect player cards to build your own dream team. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, everyone. We are class 217.
Today, we are talking about something super important, the protection of ocean creatures. Join me as we explore the challenges and discover how we, as the next generation, can make a significant impact. Today, our presentation contains 4 parts. First, the importance of ocean creatures. Second, threats to ocean creatures. Third, solutions and conservation efforts. Fourth, conclusion.
1. The importance of ocean creatures. In the vast oceans, covering nearly 70% of planets, lies an incredible diversity of life. This biodiversity isn't just a spectacle. It's the structure that maintains the health and resilience of marine ecosystems.
Now, let's dive into why those ocean creatures matter so much to us. First, consider economic importance. Industries such as fishing rely on the abundance and health of marine life. The appeal of pristine ocean environments also drives tourism, showcasing a direct link between the well-being of ocean creatures and our global economy. Beyond economic value, ocean creatures play a significant role in climate regulation. Ocean creatures act as that regulator, absorbing and redistributing heat, influencing water pattern across our globe. The complex collaboration of marine life and climate stability represents a perfect ecological consensus.
2. Threats to ocean creatures. Next, we will introduce top 10 ocean waste items. Ocean waste, also known as marine debris, is a growing environmental cancer. Understanding the most common items contributing to this problem can help us address it more effectively. In this presentation, we will explore the top 10 ocean waste items and their respective quantities.
1. Plastic bottle caps. Plastic bottle caps are the most prevalent ocean waste item, with over 35,000 found. 2. PET bottles. PET bottles, often used for beverage, contribute significantly to ocean waste. 3. Straws. Straws, often made of plastic, are a common pollutant in marine environment. 4. Cigarette butts. Cigarette butts are a surprisingly high-ranking item among ocean waste.
5. Disposable tableware. Items like disposable plates and utensils are frequently found in the ocean.
6.
Glass bottle. Even glass bottle, when discarded improperly, become a part of ocean waste. 7. Fishing floats. Abandoned fishing floats contribute to marine debris. 8. Plastic bag. Plastic bags are a common pollutant due to their lightweight nature.
9. Drink cups. Disposable drink cups are another source of ocean waste. 10. Fishing ropes and gears. Fishing ropes and nets. Abandoned fishing gears like ropes and nets can entangle marine life.
3. Solution and conservation effort. Ocean creatures face various threats, including overfishing, pollution, climate change, and destroyed habitat. These factors contribute to decreasing population, loss of biodiversity, and ecosystem imbalance. Support fishing that didn't harm the environment. Be a responsible tourist and cut down on using throwaway plastic. It helps keep ocean healthy and protect marine life. To stop ocean pollution, we need better waste control. Use eco-friendly stuff and fish responsibly. Also, protect specific ocean area and tell people why it matters.
In conclusion, the fate of our oceans lies in our hands. As the future manager of this planet, armed with knowledge, patience, and a commitment to keep beauty and vitality of oceans, let us rise to the challenge. Understanding the top contributors to ocean waste is essential for taking effective action. We must focus on reducing the use of these items, promoting responsible disposal, and supporting cleanup efforts to protect our marine ecosystem. Together, we can ensure a sustainable future for next generation. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, we are from class 218. I'm Amy.
I'm Winnie. I'm Violet. I'm Matthew.
Today we are going to talk about Metaverse's application and SWOT analysis. This talk is divided into 3 main parts. Firstly, we'll make an introduction about the Metaverse. Secondly, we'll talk about Metaverse's application in Taiwan and Japan. Thirdly, we'll compare the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and create a SWOT analysis form.
Motivation and purpose. Due to the impact of the pandemic, people are unable to have a clear possible contact, which has led to a phenomenon of online work. In response to this trend, the concept of the Metaverse has been developed, creating a virtual world where people can experience a new way of life. We are also curious about this unknown area of Metaverse and how to learn more about this type of technologies. As company and brand invest in the development of online stores, many opportunities are emerging within the Metaverse, making it a vibrant and a potentially profitable space.
And now I'm going to introduce you what Metaverse is. The concept of Metaverse originally came from the science fiction novel Snow Crash in 1922. In the novel, the Metaverse is a virtual world where anyone can have their own avatar and interact with others. Fast forward to 2021, the founder of Meta publicly presented another version of Metaverse that involves using physical devices such as VR and AR to enter a virtual world that is identical to real life.
And in Taiwan, VR and AR are the most popular products of Metaverse. The Industrial Technology Research Institute has been working on foundational infrastructure of the Metaverse for many years. And the ITRT hosted the world's first 5G plus AR drone export competitions in Kaohsiung.
In Japan, they are developing an online virtual space that combines fashion and sports within the Metaverse. This trend is becoming more and more popular as an increasing number of people finding it fascinating.
Here's our SWOT analysis of Metaverse. Strength. Since Metaverse uses virtual and augmented reality technologies, businesses can produce more interactive, personal, and customizable user experiences to reach consumers. Weaknesses. The technologies to create the complete vision of Metaverse are still being developed, and we may not experience the full-fledged Metaverse for years or decades.
And now is the opportunities, increasing revenue models. The Metaverse will offer the new revenue models for existing business, as companies will no longer be confined to the physical world. The next is threat, like cyber attack. As the world shifts digital, cyber attacks have become more rampant, even impacting a secure technology like blockchain and cryptocurrencies.
We now go on to the conclusion. To sum up, currently, Metaverse is currently in the early stage of development, and it will take several years to mature. However, many tech companies are optimistic about its development of Metaverse because its concept is gradually being applied in various fields such as working, learning, shopping, and entertainment and creation. All in all, Metaverse still have to overcome many challenges, but it will create a lifestyle that could potentially revolutionize the future of humanity.
The last one is our future expectation. The with the advancement of human technology, the Metaverse is poised to become the predominant trend in the future. In the coming years, people are expected to adjust spatial and temporal limitations through the virtual reality of the Metaverse. And this is our reference. Thank you for listening.
Hi everyone. Wait, should I give comments for every group or just like a general? Either way, it's okay. All right, okay. So I'm going to be very brief, and the reason why I'm going to be very brief, I think because 4 or 5 classes, I already teach them. So I feel like they've heard my comments many, many times, okay? So maybe I'll just for my classes, you'll just hear like just a few things, but then for the others, maybe I will talk a little bit more, all right, okay? First thing, just like well done, guys, okay? I think it's been a very, very long semester for most of you, you know, getting all of the information, trying to memorize the lines, teachers telling you, no, that's not good enough, and then you saying, no, this is what I want to do, okay? So I think there was a lot of back and forth in my classes at least, okay? But at the end, we are all very proud of the work that you've done, okay? And we always try to give you positive feedback, even though we do think there's always room for improvement, so next time you can always do better, and I think that you guys are also learning a lot through this experience, okay? So I really hope that even though it was hard, you still enjoyed some parts of it, okay? So for group number 1 from class 201, okay? So I really like the content, and I think I said this to you before as well, that I think it's relevant to the lives of the majority of the students in Taiwan, okay? And I think when you listen to the content of their presentation, leaving out maybe like where are they? Oh, right here, okay. So I think they came with like a lot of energy, right, as a first group, okay? But when you really listen to their content, right, like it really can touch you, and sometimes it can even like make you feel sad because you get to realize the realities of most of the students in Taiwan. So I really liked the content. It was also well planned from the introduction all the way until the conclusion, okay? And then the next one, which was group 2 from class 202, okay? Right, so I think I had already given you guys some comments before, and right, so I could still tell there was still a little bit of like forgetting lines, and then on stage you were like, you know what, my English is good enough, I can freestyle. Okay, right? So I could notice, and because I read the script quite a lot of times, so I know what you're actually supposed to say, but she was freestyling a lot, which is good and impressive, okay? So I really like that, okay? And then just like some of the members, maybe when you were speaking, there were a lot of times where you turned your body, right, away from the audience and then you were looking at the PPT. Just remember that you need to maintain eye contact throughout the presentation, okay? Right? And then 203, right, group 3, again, this is also one of my other classes, okay? Yeah, so thanks for taking some of the comments and the feedback that Claire and I gave you, and then you guys came with the Coca-Cola cans today. They remember the Coca-Cola cans. A really good presentation. We liked the contents, very different as well compared to like maybe the other presentations, so that was really good, okay? And then 213, okay, so a really, where are they? 213, okay? Really great opening, right? It was very interactive, which I think is something that and I think what I like the most about the interactive part is that even though we all stood up and we were talking and laughing, but then you were able to take control and tell everyone that, okay, it's enough now, go sit down, okay? Because I think sometimes when students want to have like an interactive part during their presentations, they are unable to then get everyone to go back and sit down, okay? Especially because there's quite a lot of students, so that was really impressive, okay? So, and also I really like the fact that you used an experience based on something that you guys did. So the project that you had on campus, so you didn't just base it on maybe like someone else's work, it was actually based on like your personal experiences. So that was a really good and impressive presentation, okay? So I really liked it. And then for the next group, group 5 from 214, okay? Right. So again, a good presentation, right? Just maybe like for, I think Freya. Okay, so she had her shoji, right? And I noticed a bit like when she was reading the script, okay? So just remember that next time, right? When you're doing your presentations, especially when it's like right at the end and it's no longer the rehearsals, you shouldn't read the script, okay? Especially not on your cell phone, okay? So what you can do, we have something called cue cards, okay? So you can have like a small piece of paper, even smaller than this, okay? And you can write some of the key words or maybe like sentences, or even draw a picture of something that will remind you if you're going to forget, okay? So that will be okay. Right, okay, so, but I really like the fact that you had some visuals or like the video which helped us to see more of what you were talking about, so that was really good, okay? And then group 6, 215, right, okay? So the only person who did the presentation all by himself, okay? So I thought that was really impressive, okay? So I thought like you really well spoken, it was really clear to understand and hear the pronunciation of each and every single word, okay? And what I liked about your presentation is that you were talking about the NBA, and when I look around, I think there's quite a lot of girls, and typically we don't really like basketball, but I was really interested and intrigued by your presentation, and I found it to be very informative, especially for someone who doesn't really know much about basketball and doesn't really like basketball much. But the video that you showed on how like before we see the game, they actually get like the real players, okay? So that was really impressive. Okay? And then 216, group 7, right. Okay, so right, another good presentation on sustainable urban and rural development, and then also you used examples in Taiwan, right? So that was really good because you could have taken examples from other countries, but you decided to bring it home, which is something that was relevant, and that's something that we can also maybe see one day, okay? Right, so that was really, really good. Just maybe like some of the slides had too much information, like too many words, okay? So just make sure that maybe you keep like the slide to maybe like 1 or 2 sentences, not too many words, okay? And then 217, okay, again, my class, right, okay, so yeah, I think because I've also heard like your presentation quite a few times, and I think Teacher Phyllis and I were really impressed by your presentation, okay? Just one part, maybe just like the pronunciation of the word straws when you were talking about the diagram, okay, when you're explaining that. But other than that, everything was really good. And I think I mentioned this in class that I'm also a very like soft-spoken person, and I'm usually very like calm when I speak. And their tempo during the presentation was also quite similar to how I usually speak. So I think I really liked that. It made me feel like, oh, we talk about a serious issue, but I can actually just relax while listening to their presentation, okay? And then 218, another class that I'm in, okay? Right. I think I even heard like the teachers on the other table, for Anthea, you spoke very fast. I was like, whoa, Anthea, what's going on? Okay. So Anthea spoke very fast. I'm not sure if maybe you were nervous or you were like, okay, maybe everyone is ready to leave. Let me just get it over and done with, okay? But yeah, it was a really good presentation, and I think because I was in class, so I know why you chose to use the examples of Taiwan and Japan, because we had the Japanese students come to our school, so you had to make it relevant for the students in our school, but also for the students in Taiwan. And you were the only group that had a reference slide, okay, which was really good to show the teachers that, okay, this is our presentation and this is where we got all of the information from, so that was really good. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you guys, and well done.
Since Massey already gave you some very detailed feedback, I'd focus on your delivery skills, how you presented yourselves in front of the audience. Okay, so I won't go through each of the group, but I'll provide an overall or general feedback. My observation first was, I like it when you presented yourself as comfortable as you would in a real presentation, right? So I'd like you to give yourselves a round of applause. And most of you were actually like using a good tone of voice. So when our tone is clear, that also affects our rate of speech. When we say rate of speech, how fast or how slow we are in speaking. So if we're nervous, then most of the time we speak a little too fast. Or we're mumbling our words. When we say mumble, that you're eating your words and we couldn't like understand each word you're saying, right? So you just have to make sure that you feel confident of yourselves in front of your audience or in front of your classmates. So that would also affect how you present yourself in front of them. And that would also affect your mental state, your presence of mind, and the way you speak. Okay, so you got good tone, and also I also observed like your eye contact, your connection with the audience, as well as your body movements and hand gestures. Because we're not robots, the robots can also like twist and make some turns, but it's very, very natural that we also use our hands, our body movements to be able to convey our message well. So if somebody asks you to hug someone, then that's also a good way to express ourselves, right? That's a very good non-verbal skill, or improving our body movements. And that can actually also release our tension. If you feel nervous, you can actually shake your hands before or prior to presentation, or you can even like take like deep breaths, belly breaths, so that you can release the tension, and then it will lessen your nervousness or you being fidgety or being shaky in front of the audience. So we're done with non-verbal skills, your eye contact, your gestures. And I would like to commend some of you had a great introduction. So the introduction sets the tone or mood of the presentation, right? So if it's an engaging, dynamic introduction that will also like get the interest of your audience. So it's important to have a very engaging or very dynamic introduction, as what Teacher Massey mentioned earlier. And maybe for one area to improve would be your pronunciation and the enunciation of words, because we tend to, again, be nervous, and then we mumble our words, then we speak a little too fast. It affects our rate of speech. Then we could go on speaking, but we're not making sense of the words because we're speaking a little too fast. So just make sure you manage your nervousness, or you being nervous in front of your audience. That would be all, and again, congratulations.
Okay, I'm teacher Joyce, and I need to speak in English? Okay. Okay. So, first of all, I want to remind every one of you that English presentation is different from English speaking. You need to have to interact with your slides, because you spend so much time to design your own slides, but not like several groups you really interact with it. It's a really good thing. But if you ignore it and just like speak in front of your audience and neglect it, and it would really be it's not a good thing, I think. So first of all, I think more interaction with your slides and can show how you prepared your slides. Yeah, the first one. And second, I think the pronunciation of your lines is really important, because it's a good chance that you have your partner, your teammates, to help you to correct your pronunciation. So I noticed that some of you are really good in English. So you definitely can tell your classmates is saying something wrong. So you need to remind them and like make them to pronounce the word right. So it can help your listeners to understand you more, like understand you better and make your slides or your presentation more smoothly. So that is the first thing I want to say. And talk about the slides, because I really take care of that. So I think slides is the visual aids of your speaking. So while you are designing your own thing, you need to focus on the information you want to tell your audience. You doesn't put something not meaningful on your slides. Some people design a lot of things here and you are not even talking about that. That is not okay, because you're wasting your time and doing something meaningless. So you need to make sure what you put on your screen is totally matched with what you're saying. So I noticed, I will take one examples that I noticed with the Venn diagram in group 7. I think it is a good idea to put a Venn diagram on it, but you need to tell me what is the purpose you put it on it. Yes. And I think in presentation, we have two kinds of presentation. First one, you need to show the facts. So I noticed that a lot of groups put your data and make it into table or chart. So when you are trying to illustrate the information you collect, you need to tell us what the information stands for. So we can understand you what kind of things or the research that you did before. So audience can easily understand what kind of facts that you want to tell. The other one is the fact. Fact is the first one, and the second one is opinion. So some group choose a topic and talk about their feelings and how they try to deliver their message and the things that they want to tell the audience. So that part, most group did a good job. And I want to give my compliments to Group 9, Class 218. I think their structure is the most complete. So they introduced their table of content in a really brief way, so people can clearly understand what you want to say, and your content contains all the elements of the presentations. I think it should conclude. So that is really good one. So that's all my comments. If you want to know more, you can come me after this. Okay, thank you.